to effectively create change in the world we desire. And Side Prop will argue that at times there is simply nothing else that can be required other than violent retaliation. And this is a view I wholeheartedly agree with. The view that some institutions are too broken, too aggressive, too oppressive to be reformed. Like cancers of our society, they must and they should be taken down by any means necessary.
You know, I hope that you are the person that takes the first shot, because the rhetoric that you spew is exactly what led to people celebrating the death of Kirk, which you also do. Now, if none of you know who this guy is, this is the president of Oxford University, who was also someone that was celebrating Charlie Kirk's recent violent murder. When I see things like this, it always makes me think of the intelligentsia and academia's complete separation from reality and their curated university experience, of which they can espouse whatever belief they are able to espouse without wholeheartedly believing that they can be the ones to implement those changes. By saying that violence is necessary and sometimes in order to reform institutions which are already too corrupt to be fixed, violence is necessary. It would have been different if one said, through conversation, through reform, through various attempts, we are able to make certain institutions which are very corrupt better. It will take a very long time, but if we are very aggressive in the pursuance of it, these institutions are going to be able to be reformed. The problem now is where he says violence is needed. Violence is the last resort when it comes to fighting institutions. Violence is the very last resort. And as we are still reeling from the fact that Charlie Kirk passed away in the most horrific fashion, the fact that somebody would stand here, not only gloat about his very violent attack that again took place in front of his wife and 2 children. What makes this worse is that he then believes that violence is necessary in order to take out these institutions. People are acting as if the far right does not have the capacity to inflict mass terror upon the nation. The people that are saying they don't want any guns, that children should be given chemically imbalancing drugs which will drastically alter their brain and body matter and chemistry, up until which they won't survive 40, of which they won't live until maybe 35. These people are saying that they are the pushback against fascism, against the right. No, they are not. What all of you people are cosplaying true reformists, true heroes. I guarantee you right now, if you go and look on Twitter or anywhere, you ask somebody, you look and you observe and you say, well, why are you guys going to get a gun and train? And majority of them say, oh no, I'll be in the back getting the supplies, I'll be doing this, I'll be doing that. I usually think of killing myself, which is why I don't carry a gun. But yet the intelligentsia and academia says violence is necessary. Who is going to be the one to inflict that violence? The police is an extension of the state. But these aren't unthinking robots, these are people. So what happens if a leftist government gets in and majority of the people who are in the police force are aware of the fact that they are being weaponized against people that are like their families? They're going to turn around and shoot you. So the fact that people like him speak with such profundity and with such strength and conviction, saying that these institutions, as well as actors within those institutions, don't get it twisted, just because he didn't specify actors, by extension, he means people in institutions that propagate these messages and maintain the corruption. He is saying that those people should be swiftly scrubbed out. But what's interesting is that Charlie Kirk was the most moderate voice on the right ever. Right now, you're just gonna get intolerance. That's why all of the mass firings are going on right now. I see people gloating on Twitter saying that they just got a single mother of 4 fired from her job because she made fun of Charlie Kirk. Now listen, I don't know what you're doing on social media gloating about the fact that somebody got shot to death in front of their children, knowing that you have that. And now you're going to be crying because of that. I'm just saying, those people are intolerant now. Very much intolerant. To the point where they're now copying the cancellation methods that many of you individuals use. So is there going to be more violence? Because they are very much within their right to go out and undertake violence. I'm not somebody that wants that. But they are very much in their own right, ready and willing to undertake violence. And many of these people that propagate this message of violence being a necessary force, not the last force, a necessary force, those are the same people that are going to be begging. They're going to be begging those people to ignore their words. It's disappointing, honestly, to see that people who stand within some of the most prestigious institutions, one, for example, like Oxford, that has had hundreds of years of history, hundreds of years of people going in and coming out, thousands, hundreds of thousands of graduates, if anything, millions. I don't know. I'm ignorant on that fact. I'll say. But even then, having hundreds of years of history, only to have people stand upon its pulpit and say, we need to dismantle institutions purely because they are too corrupt. Not only is that very vague, with widespreading implications, but that also means that the people that are being churned out by these institutions are not being educated to the standard that is expected. One would assume that you would have a moderate approach, that you would come for both sides, that you would come to a reasoned conclusion. But instead, we're getting fed garbage and having academia just run around in circles trying to justify their own inept beliefs, only because they have a degree, only because they have that. But this man that stands and says things like these, he is one of the primary proponents that fuels this perpetual victim mindset, anxiety that leads to utter destruction from the people that on his side. Meanwhile, the other people aren't even doing anything at all. But yet still violence is a necessary, needed force. No, it is a last resort when institutions fall. Institutions, so long as they are still standing on the proverbial crumbling pillars, are still able to be reformed through intense argumentation, through ardent searching of knowledge, and by having free and open discussion. But because of what happened before, and because these people have celebrated it, nobody wants to come together for an amicable solution. This guy's side killed that, and he stands as a gloating, ignorant proponent of that. So with all of that, I just say, I find it disheartening that institutions are able to put forward these spokespeople that are seemingly absent from the realities of which their views are being propositioned. These things are dangerous. And these are the things that they have been allegedly ardently fighting against. But the more I look around, the more I see that there's only one side full of lunatics and another side of rational people to a point. Because there are many people that are absolutely retarded on both sides. But by having discussion, you're able to bridge that gap. And if people remain stupid, then you just let them frolic in their folly. But you at least hold that line. And you have those arguments, and you attempt to reach that common ground. But again, that's almost impossible now, because what we are seeing is a complete rejection of that. From one specific side, Charlie's death was the nail in the coffin for any form of discourse that exists right now. Right now, it's just going to be high intolerance of the side that attempted to be tolerant, that had hope. Now, they're believing that zero hope is present. And right now, looking at how an Oxford president is able to stand up and say something like this, that is absolutely disappointing. Matter of fact, Oxford defended him. I'm gonna call this the RW era, or the RWC era, the right-wing cancellation era, of which everyone on the right is now canceling everybody, getting rid of putting them on blast. The people on the left, they are taking their jobs like nothing. There's a tracker now, there's a website. Man, it's crazy. This student, the president himself of Oxford, after gloating, many people caught sight of that and they said, "You're next." And Oxford defended him. Now, I am not somebody that is biased whatsoever. I look at this from a completely neutral standpoint. And I would say, if this man was in love with solely women and had the skin of a Caucasoid, the skin of an Aryan, would he still be the president? Would he still be the president of Oxford? I think there are certain, and I am not making any accusations, I'm just saying that there's a pattern, and I am pretty sure that there is a presupposition that if you fit certain criteria, you have certain protections, almost like you are a perpetual victim, whereby nothing is your fault. Anyways, that was today's daily rant, daily video. I hope you've all enjoyed it. The RWC era is going to be crazy. It is crazy right now. Wish you all the very best. Take care. I love you. Have a good day.
Run faster than a bullet of a gun. Run.